Did you know that over 60% of engine wear happens in the first few seconds after startup? Most drivers have no idea those first moments are either adding years to their engine or silently killing it. And here's the scary part. Most people think they're doing everything right, but the tiny mistakes they make in the first 10 seconds each morning can cost thousands over time. That's why this video matters. If you skip even one of these tips, your car might already be aging faster than you think. And here's the FOMO part. The biggest mistakes hide toward the end of this list, and almost nobody catches them until it's too late. Stick around, because these habits can mean the difference between an engine that lasts 100,000 miles and one that survives well past 300,000. Mistake 13, long warm-up idling madness. I want to start with a mistake I used to make myself, and honestly, I thought I was being smart. I would hit the remote start, sip my coffee, and let my car idle forever like it was some kind of spa day for the engine. The truth? It was more like sending it to a slow, painful massage from
someone who learned their skills on YouTube. Long idling on a cold engine dumps extra fuel inside, and that fuel sneaks past the pistons and mixes with your oil. That makes the oil thin and dirty before you even start driving. It's like beginning your day by spilling coffee on your clean shirt. The engine also warms up way slower when it just sits there, which means moisture stays inside longer and builds sludge over time. Sure, it feels gentle, but it actually ages the engine faster than real driving. A short 20 to 40 second idle is all you need. After that, driving gently warms everything properly. So if you love your engine, let it breathe and move, not sit and stew like a bored teenager staring at the ceiling. This tiny change keeps your car healthy longer without effort. Mistake 12, accessory overload at startup. Here's something most drivers never think about. When you start your car with everything still turned on, AC, heater, headlights, radio, chargers, seat warmers, it's like waking someone up by slapping them with a bucket of ice water. Your battery gets hit with a huge electrical load at the exact moment it needs all its power to turn the starter. That means your battery works harder, your alternator works harder, and your morning starts slowly get worse over time. It's a quiet form of torture for your electrical system. The funny thing is, it happens because people simply forget to turn things off the night before. The fix is so simple, it almost feels silly. Before shutting off your car, switch everything off. Then in the morning, start your engine first, let it settle for a few seconds, and only then turn your accessories back on. This tiny habit can extend your battery life, help your alternator stay healthy, and keep your car starting strong for years. It also saves you from those embarrassing moments where your car barely cranks and people stare like you bought it from a questionable car lot. Easy fix, big difference, no stress at all. Mistake 11, ignoring dash lights at startup. Let me share a small confession. When I first started driving, I ignored my dashboard completely. If it lit up, I just assumed the car was doing car things. But over time, I learned that those lights are basically the car screaming for a tiny bit of attention. And ignoring them is like
ignoring a smoke alarm because you're hoping the fire will behave itself. When you turn your key, every dash light should come on for a moment as a system check. If a light stays on afterward, something could be wrong. It might be low oil pressure, a weak battery, or a sensor begging not to be ignored. Looking at your dash takes 1 second, but it can save you from hours waiting for a tow truck or paying for a repair that ruins your weekend. It's funny how people will spend hours researching the best engine oil but won't spare 2 seconds to check a warning light. So take a quick glance every morning. It costs nothing, protects everything, and makes you look like a responsible adult, even if you're still figuring out adulthood one light at a time. Now, once you actually notice those lights, the next mistake happens the moment your wheels start rolling, literally in the first few seconds. Mistake 10. Driving off too fast after start. Here's a super common habit. People start their car, buckle up, throw it in gear, and zoom off like the world is ending in 60 seconds. But your engine isn't ready for action yet. It's still waking up. The oil needs time to move around and protect the moving parts. When you drive off too fast, the engine is basically running with a dry throat. It's like asking someone to run a marathon right after jumping out of bed. No warm-up, no stretch, just chaos. Rubbing cold metal leads to faster wear and tear. The fix? Easy. Give your engine 20 to 30
seconds to settle. Let the idle drop a little. Then start rolling gently. No racing, no heavy gas. No pretending your driveway is a racetrack. Your engine wants a smooth, peaceful start. Treating it gently during the first minute can help it last years longer. And honestly, those few seconds of patience make your whole drive feel calmer. Plus, your neighbors won't think you're running from something every morning. A relaxed start equals a happy engine, fewer repairs, and a much cheaper life with your car. Mistake 9. Pressing the gas while starting. Now this is a funny one, because a lot of people do it without even thinking. Maybe their parents did it, maybe their old car needed it, but modern cars, they hate it. Pressing the gas while starting dumps extra fuel into the engine before it's ready. That fuel washes away the thin protective oil on the cylinder walls, which is basically the engine's lotion. Without that oil, metal rubs metal, and suddenly your engine's morning becomes a nightmare. To make it worse, the car's computer already knows exactly how much fuel it needs, so the extra gas just confuses everything. Starting your car should be simple. Foot off the gas, key or button once, and let the
Engine do its thing. There's no bonus points for adding drama. This habit is easy to fix and makes your engine last longer. So next time you start the car, imagine your engine giving you side-eye and saying, "Please stop touching things." A clean, calm start helps everything run smoother. It's simple, it's free, and it saves your engine from unnecessary wear caused by an old habit that belongs in the past. And if you think keeping your foot off the gas is enough, just wait. Your transmission also has something to say about your morning routine. Mistake 8. Shifting while the engine is still on fast idle. Most drivers never notice this, but after you start your car, the engine usually revs a little higher for a moment. That's normal. It's the car warming up. But shifting into gear while it's still in that high idle is like trying to jump onto a moving treadmill. The transmission feels the hit, the mounts take a shock, and the whole drivetrain gets stressed before it's ready. Over time, that tiny jolt every morning adds up. You might feel clunks, jerky shifts, or rough gear engagement. The hilarious part? People think their transmission is getting old, when it's actually suffering from daily morning abuse. The fix is so easy, you'll laugh. Just watch the RPM gauge. Wait for it to settle close to normal idle. It usually takes 10 to 20 seconds. Then shift into gear gently. This little pause saves your transmission from unnecessary stress, keeps your shifts smoother, and helps your car feel newer for longer. It's like letting your car finish its morning stretch before asking it to lift weights. A tiny bit of patience now keeps your transmission happy and avoids big repair bills later. Mistake 7. Constant short trips and cold starts. This one affects so many people without them realizing it. When you only drive short trips, like quick runs to the store or school, the engine never gets warm enough to burn off moisture and fuel vapors inside. That means sludge slowly forms, oil stays thick, and the engine ages faster. It's like making your engine run a workout, but never letting it cool down properly. Even worse, the exhaust system and catalytic converter never heat up enough to clean themselves. Over time, carbon builds up, and things start failing for no obvious reason. Short trips feel harmless, but they quietly attack your engine's health. The funny part? You might brag about your low mileage, but the engine might be suffering more than a high-mileage highway car. The solution is simple. Try combining small trips into one longer drive when possible. Even better, take the car on a 20 to 30-minute drive once a week. Let everything warm up fully and breathe a little. Your engine will stay cleaner, last longer, and feel stronger. A little planning can save you a lot of money and keep your car far happier. Mistake 6. Starting with old or wrong engine oil. I remember once thinking, oil is oil, right? Oh wow, I was wrong.
Using old, dirty, or wrong thickness oil during startup is like trying to run a race wearing flip-flops on ice. Your engine depends on that thin, protective layer of oil to reduce friction. But when the oil is old or wrong, it becomes weak and watery or thick and sluggish. On cold starts, the wrong oil moves too slowly, leaving metal parts exposed. Dirty oil brings tiny dirt pieces that act like spicy
sandpaper inside your engine. Every morning start becomes a tiny battle your engine doesn't win. Over time, bearings wear, valve parts tick, and the engine loses smoothness. And honestly, it feels unfair to the poor engine because it never asked for bad oil. The fix is easy. Change oil earlier than the manual suggests if you drive short trips or live in hot or dusty places. Use the correct viscosity for your climate. Think of clean oil as a cheap superhero cape for your engine. It protects, cools, cleans, and keeps everything running longer. Skip this and repairs sneak up on you like a horror movie jump scare nobody warned you about. If these tips are helping you already, hit subscribe so you don't miss the next habits that can save you a lot of stress and money. Let's keep going. Mistake 5. Driving with very low fuel levels. Here's a habit many people do without realizing it's harmful. Letting the fuel light come on constantly. Running low on fuel doesn't just mean you might get stranded, it means your fuel pump is swimming in a shallow puddle instead of a full tank. The pump cools itself using the fuel around it.
When fuel is low, the pump gets hotter, works harder, and wears out faster. Worse, low fuel can make the pump suck in junk and sediment from the bottom of the tank. That gunk can clog injectors, fuel filters, and make your engine start badly, especially in the morning. It's almost funny how something so simple creates so much trouble. A weak pump can cause slow starts, rough idle, and loss of power. And when the pump fails, the repair bill is never friendly. The best habit is to refill at 1/4 tank instead of waiting for the desperate blinking fuel light. It keeps the pump cool, the fuel system clean, and the engine happy. Avoid flirting with empty. It's a relationship that always ends badly. Save your pump, save your engine, save your wallet, and enjoy smoother starts every single day without fear. Mistake 4. Revving the engine right after it starts. From a distance, revving the engine right after startup might sound cool. Some people do it to warm the engine. Others do it because the sound makes them feel like they're in a movie. But the engine does not think it's cool. When you rev a cold engine, the oil has not fully moved
Ground yet, and many parts are still dry. Revving forces everything to spin faster before the engine has proper protection. It's like forcing someone to sprint the moment they wake up before their eyes even open. Inside the engine, pistons, valves, and bearings rub harder and heat up quickly. Over time, this creates tiny scratches you can't see but definitely feel in performance and lifespan. Modern engines are built tightly, so even small mistakes create real wear. The fix is simple. Start the car, wait 20 to 30 seconds, then drive gently. Save the revving for when everything is warm. And trust me, your engine silently thanks you. A calm start protects your investment, avoids expensive repairs, and keeps your engine strong enough to last much longer than you think possible. Mistake 3. Ignoring weird sounds or smells at startup. This one is funny because people ignore noises their car makes even though they would never ignore their stomach growling loudly in a quiet room. When you start your car and hear rattles, squeals, clicks, or smell fuel or burning, those are early warnings. Startup is when weak parts reveal themselves. Loose belts, bad tensioners, worn starters, tiny fuel leaks, or loose heat shields. Ignoring them allows small problems to grow into big, dramatic ones. A belt squeal
Might turn into a broken belt. A tiny leak might turn into a strong smell or even a fire risk. Startup sounds are your car's way of whispering, "Please fix me before I explode into drama." The smart move is to listen for patterns. If a sound happens once, maybe it's nothing. If it happens daily, something needs attention. Early repairs are cheap. Late repairs are painful, financially and emotionally. Don't wait for the car to scream. Catching issues early makes your car safer, smoother, and cheaper to maintain. Your ears and nose are free tools. Use them. Your future self will thank you for avoiding a big repair bill that ruins your weekend plans. Mistake 2. Treating a weak battery as not a big deal. It's easy to ignore a slow start and think the battery is just old or just cold. But a weak battery creates a domino effect that can hurt far more than itself. When a battery struggles, the starter motor must work harder. This makes it heat up and wear out faster. Slow cranking also causes the fuel mixture to burn unevenly, leaving extra fuel unburned in the cylinders. That fuel washes away the protective oil film inside, leading to tiny scratches and engine wear. It gets worse. Once the engine finally starts, the alternator must charge the weak battery aggressively. That stresses the alternator, wiring, and sensors. A simple battery problem can suddenly become a starter problem, alternator problem, and engine health problem all at once. The fix is easy. If the car cranks slower than usual or the lights dim, test or replace the battery. It's a small cost that prevents massive headaches. Treat weak batteries seriously. They are like tired friends pretending they're fine until everything falls apart at the worst moment. Mistake number 1. Repeated cranking when the engine won't start. Here's a panic move almost everyone has done. The car doesn't start, so you keep cranking again and again, hoping more cranking equals more success. Sadly, that's the fastest way to damage nearly everything at once. Each attempt overheats the starter motor, drains the battery, and dumps extra fuel into the cylinders. That fuel washes away the thin oil film that protects the
Metal walls. Without that film, the engine experiences metal-on-metal contact that creates real damage. After a few long cranks, the battery weakens, the starter gets hot, and the engine becomes harder to start. It becomes a horrible cycle. The smart move? Crank once for a few seconds. If it doesn't catch, stop. Wait 30 seconds. Check simple things like fuel level, battery terminals, or fuses. Then try again gently. If it still doesn't start, diagnose. Don't torture the engine. A little patience saves you from big repair bills and frustration. Even mechanics repeat this one rule: 3 tries maximum. After that, investigate. Don't let panic turn a small issue into a big, expensive headache. Thanks for watching, and take care of your car before it turns small mistakes into big problems. Click any of these videos on your screen, and I'll see you in a moment.